In this video, I'm going to talk about the strength and the weakness of each faction to help you maybe switch your faction if you want to do it, or if you're the beginner and you don't know which faction to pick, this is the video for you. So starting with the weakness of each faction, I will start with Werburg. Here the weakness of this faction is actually they don't have any boost for the Alliance War. What I mean by that, normally in Alliance War there is mostly mages, and here we don't have any boost for the mages. We don't have any boost for example, elixir recovering. This faction is mostly for the pure physical attack. So if you don't have great cavalry, I don't think this faction is very good for the Alliance War. This is my personal opinion. Just the units of the Werburg is not actually the units you want to have in the Alliance War. The other weakness of the Werburg is actually the flying units. Now here we have a marksman's flying units, Warden riders. Now why this is a weakness? Because from the three flying units we actually have in this game, which is cavalry, we also have mages or celestials, and we have the marksman's flying units. Marksmans don't have big range, it's a medium range. Also they're very slow, so if a cavalry catch them, they're going to destroy them. And since we have a flying cavalry, this is a counter to our marksmans. So our flying marksmen are left with basically no advantage over the other two factions flying units. That's why I think for Werburg the flying units is also a weakness. So for Werburg I think this is the two main weaknesses: weak flying units, and of course not big defense or offense or anything related to the mages for Alliance War. So jumping on the next faction, and this is League of Order. Here we have just one weakness in my opinion, and this is for the Behemoth fight. In the Alliance War I think they're great, but for the Behemoth they don't have any boost of the physical attack. Most of the Behemoths, maybe excluding the dragons, since the dragon is something that you basically need mages, so maybe I can put some advantage there, but for rest of the Behemoths you're going to need a marksman, and if you don't have good physical attack, I don't think you're going to perform very well in the Behemoth fight. And of course we all know the Behemoth is providing with the frames, is providing with the extra gems, speed ups, whatever, keys, everything. So if you want to be in the top of the Behemoth fight, I don't think League of Order is the right thing to choose. Other weakness of the League of Order is actually their marksmen. Now their marksmen need to sit for the couple. After a few rounds in the battle they can increase their normal attack damage. And this marksman is have to sit, I think was like 10 seconds before they get some extra boost, or maybe 4 seconds. I think it was 4 seconds. So I think this is little downside for this faction, especially if you want to go for the Behemoths with your marksman, because your ballista have to sit on specific place before they actually get some boost for these ballistas. And jumping on the Wasp faction, this is Spring Warden. Here we have a weakness that this faction is basically not providing nothing. Werburg are going to provide you with 3% physical attack. The League of Order is going to provide you with defense for your mages. Here we just get march speed and elixir production speed. So from these three fractions, I don't think this is a good idea. I mean, Legion march speed and elixir production, I don't think is good benefits for you. So I'm going to count this as a weakness. And the other weakness I actually see in the Spring Warden is actually their gathering units. Now for the Werburg you actually get Wardenus, that is going to provide you with 5% more resources after gathering, which is huge. In the League of Order is going to give you 10% gathering speed, to your donkeys, or also increase the watt capacity of your donkeys. And here we have a deer or work elk that is just giving you much speed. I don't think for somebody who is trying to gather resources and basically develop their castle, I don't think this is a good idea to actually go with Spring Warden. Just the benefits are way too less. So I think this is also, I'm going to count as a weakness for the Spring Wardens. So far, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to this channel. I make Chaos Dragons videos almost every day, and if you enjoy tips, tricks, strategy for this game, yeah, just hit this subscribe button and hit the like if you enjoyed the video so far. Now let's jump to the strength of each alliance. Starting with the Spring Warden, and the biggest strength of this faction is actually they have a cavalry. Yeah, these forest eagles. And since we in the season 2 we're providing with the flying cavalry hero, I think this is absolutely great strength, because the cavalry, in my opinion, the flying one is better from the rest of the flying units presented in these three factions. So huge thumbs up for the cavalry for the Spring Warden. So this will be for Spring Warden. In my opinion, this is the biggest strength they actually have, and this is that they have a cavalry as a flying units. Now jumping on the League of Order, here we have little more actually strength. Starting with the first and most important, this faction is giving your magic defense 3%. In the Alliance War they're going to be mages, and this mages is going to hit multiple legions. So having this magic defense, it is 3%, but still is huge advantage where you have a bow with like 40 mages inside hitting around, and this magic defense will increase the survivability of your troops, and like this they're going to fire up their rage skills more. People don't understand that, but if your legions survive more, they're going to do more damage, they're going to have also more rage skill firing up. The other strength of League of Order is they're also gathering donkeys. Now the gathering donkeys is workhorses is have high watt capacity. That means you're going to need less donkeys to actually gather the mines. This is one thing, and the second thing, overall gathering speed is increased by 10%. So you're going to gather faster and you're going to need less donkeys. Why this is also a strength is when they kill your donkeys in the Alliance War, you're going to need less units to fill the mine and mine everything out. So I think this is great advantage of the League of Order. Their mages, that magic defense, and their gathering speed and watt capacity. And of course jumping to the Werburg. Here we have great advantage over the other two factions, and this is Legion physical attack. This can be applied to the cavalry, this can be applied for the marksmen, this can be applied to the your infantry. And for the Behemoth, this is the best faction so far in the game. For the Behemoth, this extra 3% Legion attack physical damage, I think is absolutely huge. And this is one of the biggest advantage and strength of this faction. The other big advantage of this faction is actually their gathering units. Of course, these work rhinos, they're going to get 5% extra resources after they finish gathering. This is going to help you, first of all, to level up your gathering heroes faster. This is one thing. You're going to get extra resources. Sometimes it's over 50,000 extra resources, and I think this is very nice. And the last thing is, for me, advantage or strength for Werburg is actually Satyr Witches. This Satyr Witches is going to provide you with extra attack. I mean, increase the attack of the surrounding friendly legions. This is absolutely huge when you have big bow of mages, and to have couple Satyr Witches is going to boost the power of your legions by a lot. And by a lot I mean This is 20% for 15 seconds. This is huge amount of time to have this big damage. 20% for 15 seconds. I think it's absolutely great mage unit. So this is my personal opinion about the strength and weakness of each faction, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Again, I make daily content for Call of Dragons and also tips, tricks, strategy and game change review, everything you can find in this channel, and see you in the next video.